Have you ever stopped to think about that little bit of magic that happens every time you unlock your phone? I mean, it's instantaneous, right? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the incredible science that makes it all happen. It's muscle memory at this point. A quick tap, a little glance, and boom, your entire digital life is right there. We do it so often we don't even think about it. But how does your phone know with almost perfect certainty that the finger on the screen or the face it's seeing is actually yours and not someone else's?
Well, the answer has this official-sounding name, biometric authentication. But all it really means is using parts of you, your biology, to prove you are who you say you are. So instead of something you know, like a password, it's based on something you are. It's you. That's what makes it so powerful.
So let's start with the OG, the one that really brought this tech to the masses, the fingerprint scanner. This was the tech that literally turned a part of our own body into a digital key, making top-notch security something everybody could have in their pocket.
And what's wild is that this tech feels so modern, but the science behind it is actually centuries old. I mean, scientists proved every fingerprint was unique back in the 1800s, and law enforcement has been using them for over a century. That's the trusted, rock-solid foundation that made it possible to put a scanner on an iPhone in 2013.
So how does it work really? Well, it's basically a super fast four-step dance that happens in a blink. First, the sensor scans all those unique ridges and valleys on your finger. Then, the system pulls out the key features and turns them into a special mathematical map. After that, it compares that new map to the one you saved when you set up your phone. And if it's a match, you're in. Simple as that.
But not all scanners are the same. The tech has gotten way better over time. The early optical ones, they basically just took a 2D photo. Then we got capacitive sensors, which use tiny electrical currents for a much more detailed map. But the gold standard now is ultrasonic. It uses sound waves to build a full 3D map of your print. It's incredibly secure, and it even works if your fingers are a little wet.
Okay, this brings up a really important question I'm sure you've wondered about. With all this scanning going on, is there a little picture of my fingerprint just sitting on my phone waiting for someone to find it? And the answer, thankfully, is a huge no. This is super important. Your phone never, ever stores an actual image of your fingerprint. Instead, it saves that mathematical map we talked about, a secure code that can't be turned back into an image, and it keeps it inside a totally separate fortified chip. Think of it like a vault inside your phone's main system. It's completely locked down.
Okay, so fingerprint tech was the game changer. But what came next? Well, that felt like it was pulled straight out of a sci-fi movie. I'm talking about using your face as a password. The idea that your phone could just look at you and know who you are, it's amazing. And now it's just normal.
And just like with fingerprints, the basic idea has been floating around for decades. But the early versions on phones were pretty basic. The real revolution, the moment it went from a cool gimmick to serious security, was in 2017. That's when the technology made the massive jump from a simple 2D photo to a super secure 3D map of your face.
So, what's the big deal between 2D and 3D? Well, it's pretty much everything. The old 2D tech just used a regular camera, which meant you could literally fool it with a photograph of someone. Yeah, not great. But modern 3D systems use special infrared sensors to measure depth, to see the actual shape of your face. It's almost impossible to fool, and bonus, it works perfectly even in total darkness. So how does it get that 3D map so perfectly? It comes down to this number, 30,000. The best systems project over 30,000 invisible infrared dots onto your face. It sounds crazy, but by reading how those dots land on your features, it builds this incredibly precise 3D map, a kind of digital sculpture of you that is completely unique.
The process here is going to sound pretty familiar, but now it's all happening in 3 dimensions. The sensors capture that dot pattern to map your face. Then the AI measures your unique geometry, things like the distance between your eyes, the shape of your nose, your jawline. That 3D model gets compared to the one stored on your phone, and you guessed it, if it matches, you're in.
So we've looked at fingers and we've looked at faces. And on the surface, they seem totally different, right? But underneath the hood, they're both powered by the same amazing mix of hardware and software. This is kind of the secret sauce that makes the whole thing work.
At the end of the day, it's a team effort. You've got the sensors that capture the raw data, you've got the AI that translates it into a digital map, you've got that super secure processor to keep it safe, and then you have this last piece, machine learning, which is the real magic. That's why your phone still knows it's you when you grow a beard or put on glasses or wear a hat. It's constantly learning what you look like.
Okay, so we've geeked out on how it all works. It's cool stuff. But let's just zoom out for a second and ask, why does this actually matter? I mean, this technology is way more than just a convenient feature. It's completely changed how we think about our own security.
Let's just do a quick thought experiment. Imagine you wake up tomorrow and biometrics are just gone. No more fingerprint scanners, no more Face ID. What would your day actually look like?
Well, first, everything would feel so much slower. You'd be typing in pins and passwords for absolutely everything. But that's not even the biggest problem. We'd be way less secure. Passwords can be stolen or guessed. Your face or fingerprint can't. Think about paying for coffee, checking your bank account. All of that relies on this invisible layer of security that we now just take for granted.
And that really is the heart of it. This isn't just about unlocking a phone a second faster. It's a fundamental shift. Biometrics take the very thing that makes you, your own biology, and they turn it into the best, most personal digital key you could possibly have.
Which kind of leads to one last question. We've gone from metal keys to secret words, then to our fingerprints, and now to our faces. With every step, our security has gotten more personal and more seamless. So it really makes you wonder, as technology keeps racing forward, what part of us will be our next unique key?